Conformity Antidote. Melting one snowflake at a time. Get ready to be triggered. Here they come, the leaders of the new church, Reverend Cuz and Deacon Tex.
And welcome back to Conformity Antidote once again.
Good evening, viewers!
I was just doing this shouting stain.
Oh,
Good evening. Good evening, viewers.
Good evening, viewers!
Hello.
Hello! Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Again.
And if you're continuing to stay with us, we don't know really why, but we thank you anyway.
Well, you know what? It's like, what is that, the definition of insanity? That you keep doing, you keep watching the same thing over and over again, thinking it's going to change. And it just doesn't change.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, expecting it to get any better, get used to disappointment.
No.
This is good as it gets.
This is
as good as it gets.
It's as good as it gets.
This is all we got.
Help! Help! Oh, my.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks again. And actually, when we normally we try to do the announcements in the back, but what we're going to start doing.
I didn't want to sneeze in front of the viewers.
Oh, we don't have a sneeze here. It'll just.
I did enough of that earlier. Nope, not that yet.
But anyway, so
actually, I did that at the airport.
No. Hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you don't do it on the plane.
No,
because that's like a controlled.
I know.
Anyway,
I was standing back away from people, so
I would have gone right in the crowd. Hey, crop dusting. So we're gonna start doing some, not necessarily events, but maybe some shout outs in the beginning, because we do have a bunch of Twitter friends that are helping us out, that are giving us
props,
and words of encouragement. So I want to thank Proud Navy Vet Wife at Army Brat 68.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead. I'll go blow
You go blow your nose.
I'm gonna blow me nose.
Okay.
Oh my!
We also want to thank Latina on Fire at Liz Cabrera 55.
Oh, is that? Did you say Latina on Fire?
Yes.
I like it.
I do. And finally, last but not least, America the Beautiful at Kimmer's Tweets. So, Kimmer's Tweets actually helped us. Actually, she created a meme that went on earlier today that, announced our show for later this evening. She did that on her own. And, as a kind of a gift, so we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Very much. We appreciate
Even though everybody says it's a meme, I say it's me. It's me. It's spelled me. It's not a meme.
But that's not how it's pronounced.
I know, but it should be me. That's the English language. Yeah, because it's me. If somebody's asking me how do you spell meme, I'd just be like, I don't know. I'd be MEEM.
Okay, first of all, nobody would ask you how to spell anything.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. About that.
Let's just be right as rain about that.
Right. Oh, right as rain.
Yes.
Whoopsie daisies. It's just like.
So, we appreciate all you guys on Twitter, and I will just say we've been blowing up on Twitter here as of late. So we appreciate everybody that's been following us everybody that's been retweeting our messages. But don't just sit back on your laurels.
Ooh, sitting on my laurels.
We appreciate anything that you guys are doing for us. So if you continue to do that, we just need to get the word out so we get more people checking out the live show.
Yes.
All right. And because we do like the interaction.
Yes, we do like interaction.
We do.
Go ahead. I think we need to refresh.
I'm going to give you some refreshment.
Look, I'm just telling you.
All right, hold on.
We can't see our message board at the moment.
No.
Well, it has our message board is like still in like not new. It's just getting it up to speed.
Yes, because we had a different one called a chat. It's a different chat that goes through our streaming service, but it doesn't seem to work. There we go. So and unfortunately, we can't do with Periscope, which is Twitter, and it doesn't seem to work very well with YouTube.
Right.
So if you're on Facebook, we're just on Facebook. But see, the only difference is that kind of alienates some of our audience because a lot of the conservatives don't want to deal with Facebook because of all the.
I wanted. Well,
I know, and believe me, the only reason we're on Facebook is just because it's a platform we can reach a lot of people. If we had something else going on, we'd be out.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
eventually, I think eventually we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna have our own. Own social media outlet, our own social media network, Conformity Antidote. And we're gonna get people to take them away from Facebook and have them join us. Come with us. All right, that's enough.
We're not that bright to do that.
That's right. But we can hire somebody that's actually that bright.
We could.
Eventually, when we get money.
I was gonna say we don't have any money either.
I know. Send us money.
All right. So then, only last thing I want to do is, let you guys know, is there are still items available in the store.
Sort of like what we've got here.
Sort of like the mugs, eh?
We got coffee mugs.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Just like, look, see a little bit. It has the logo on it, and it has the little snowflakes run. We were going to have like a snowflake running, but it's a little bit more money.
It's a little bit more money.
It's a little bit more money.
That's nice, isn't it?
It is. It keeps things nice and hot and cold, I think.
Yes, it does something to that extent.
It holds alcohol very well.
And we do have do we actually have one over there?
I don't know. You know what? Figures.
Hold on one second. Let me just double check.
I was behind doing my laundry, so my Conformity Antidote shirt was a little because I like wearing it around the neighborhood to advertise it outside of the show. It got a little. It was still a little dirty, and I didn't want to wear it. You must have. Well, how about here at this table? Here, is it here? Is it there somewhere then?
I don't.
No, there's a little Irish hat or flags. There's our little sparkly glasses. But anyway, I will wear it. We have T-shirts for sale. And basically, it has the same logo as the cup on the breast.
Oh, breast.
On the breast. It's very nice. The shirt is very nice. I got 2 of them, actually. And they're very nice. And I've washed them numerous times. Don't let them in dryer for very long. But, let them in dryer and hang them up, and they fit perfectly. And I'm fat, so I'm a little chubby.
Chubby?
Yeah, and it fits nice.
It isn't nice. I got some. So, and the thing is, they're black. But I think a lot of people don't wear black shirts anymore. So we're going to look into when we get, we do like wear black here.
We do black. We do black on this show. I'm going to tell you right now, Muff. Bet.
But we were looking to get in some different colors and see if people like the different colors. All right. So that's enough.
Shameless advertising.
Yeah.
What is this, Wayne's World?
Wayne's World. Yep.
Orange. Little. Orange. Different. What does that do?
Little pill. All right.
Anyway.
So without further ado, let's just get on with some news. Jazz hands.
I go
Go
to Hong Kong and whip me some
whoop some ass.
Yeah, whoop some ass.
Yes.
Cheers.
So we'd like to give a little shout out to Hong Kong.
Yes.
So it's just I think it was just this
oppressors.
That's right. Just this past week, they had people from Hong Kong that were a bunch of them had American flags. They were waving it and they were singing our national anthem.
I know, isn't that something?
That's great.
It's very nice.
It was very nice.
Oh.
So I think but I think like you said, I think it's a thumb in the eye to China's government. So.
Well, I just, unfortunately, we talked about it earlier this afternoon. I don't know. I think it's not going to end very well.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Everybody had hope. What was that, 20 years ago in Tiananmen Square or whatever, and hoping that the Chinese would, improve or whatever. When we saw what happened in Tiananmen Square, unfortunately, I hope not. But I think we're going to see some extreme in Hong Kong. And nobody's going to do anything about it because it's China. So,
I hope something is comes about. But
right.
Well,
I'm not. Yeah.
We're behind you anyway. So anyway,
yes, we are. Fight oppression wherever oppression may be. Fight it. Fight the power that be.
As Public Enemy says, fight the power.
Fight the power that.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Flavor Flav.
We should wear a clock.
911 is a joke in your town. All right, anyway.
There we are. We're there right there then.
I see us.
I know, we're right there.
All right, here we go. Oh. Thank you. So, okay. So as if CNN isn't big enough as a joke now. So they decided to go down even further down the old. They have now hired piece of crap, big fat liar, Andrew McCabe, former FBI deputy director Andrew McCabe, as a contributor. Because, well, he
he needs a job.
I get that, but apparently he's, he's a valuable resource, credible resource.
Yeah. All right,
so it's like seriously, come on, man.
This is what this is my take on it. And as many of our loyal viewers know, I'm a moderate crowd, is what he called me, old fence walker. I consider myself.
He rides the fence.
Yeah, I'm a ride that fence. Get up. Anyway, my thing is this: I think CNN is so afraid of sinking below MSNBC that they're trying to hire the most outrageous, ludicrous people they can. And
but they're so far down. There's no way they're gonna their number one rated show is 20 something.
Right.
In the ratings.
Well, they're sinking fast. Well, the only thing they can compete with, they know whatever news you watch out there, but for the most part, the news that's pretty much dominant in the ratings is Fox. So they know they can't compete with Fox News. So they got to bring this clown in, I guess, to compete with Rachel Madcow.
Ain't nobody got to compete with her.
And her and that lot. Well, and Don Lemon.
Oh, you mean Mr. Crotch Smeller?
Yeah. So
don't worry, we're gonna get to him next week because that piece of crap, I cannot stand.
I know.
Don
Well,
Lemon.
for me, like Crotch Smeller.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear the whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, he wasn't crotch smelling. He was trying to get people to smell his crotch.
What? Whoa!
It's a whole show, dude. I'm telling you.
Hey, baby.
What is that?
I just got back from the gym. Smell this. What's that stench?
You know he's gay, right?
Oh, is he gay? No,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So he did that to a dude.
No.
Oh, he's gay as a $2 bill.
Now they say, well, I don't watch them.
And
I don't pay any attention.
I don't
to
either.
him
But I
Well, I know you.
I keep track of
in the Twitterverse.
and
You all.
His boyfriend.
Uh huh.
Is white.
well.
Well, he keeps talking about how white supremacy and white people are the issue.
Well, he knows because he's sleeping with a white guy.
Oh,
so I know. I can see.
He gets domineered in that bit.
See, that's like our girl, Kamala. You know, she can speak bad about white privilege and stuff like that because she's married to a white guy. So she's entitled. Because I know what it's like. He tells me in bed during our pillow talk.
And she slept with a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm. During their pillow talk, they sit there and they whisper, "Oh, honey.
Oh, honey, I love you." Here. Oh, must have been that pork chop you ate.
Oh,
you see her try to eat the pork chop?
No.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
she tried to eat the pork chop like she's down. You know,
yeah. Well, that's
I'm down with the people, yo.
That's like Elizabeth Warren serving them drinks.
Yeah.
What would you like to have? I make myself a wicked Shirley Temple. Excuse me, Elizabeth. There's no alcohol in that. Oh, the way I make it is. Oh,
she reminds me of that.
That's like your grandmother. That's like it looks like your grandmother out there behind the bar making a drink. She
reminds me of the Little Red Riding Hood on Bugs Bunny. Hey, Grandma, that's an awfully big nose for you to have.
Oh, that's a mighty big drink for you to have. To drink. Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, but so, again, CNN is hiring this piece of shit, all right? So what is he going to do? So, well, of course, what we know is all CNN does is they get people on, they bash Trump, and it's like, dude, can you come up with some freaking news?
Right, nothing.
Of anything else that's going on in the world.
But see, that's the thing. And that's the unfortunate thing is these stations are becoming so. All right, I get it. Okay, you don't like the man, but at least do some news. I mean, your Reverend Cuz is right. All they do on their show is 24/7 bash Trump. It's like just do something else, will you? News. How about that? That's refreshing. You're supposed to be a news channel. Let's do some news.
Well, I did a tweet earlier this week. Most people probably saw it where it said, about CNN. CNN, don't use the word journalist. I forget what else I used.
Don't use the word journalist.
Yeah, correspondent, because you guys aren't journalists. You're not news. You're not correspondents. You're nothing. All right. You're just opinion pieces, just opinionated, editorializing bullshit, and that's all you got. So.
Well, it's funny. I was watching. I saw this show, and they were talking about the New York Times.
Yes.
And they were actually talking about they have that they were trying to report the news in the New York Times of some things that the Trump presidency did or whatever that on the face value of it could have appeared to be like giving him kudos for doing a good job, but they said the Times is so far if any time they would put something in that shows something good that's happening in this country, the far left wing nut jobs would immediately start bashing them.
That's correct.
And they'd start threatening to take, I'm not going to get your subscription anymore, blah blah blah. So it's like the Times is just like, whatever. So they're like they were trying to report news, and they got bashed for it by Antifa nut jobs and nuts and
Antifa.
So there you go.
There you go. And it's just and I'm fine with it because everybody let them tear each other apart and stuff on the left. I don't give a shit.
Well, and
don't do news, do news, don't do news. I don't really give a crap. You're a piece. You guys aren't established yourself as any credible. Now, way back in the day,
like 30 years ago, Desert Storm days,
you guys were credible, but that's a long way away from today. So
yeah, you got that right. Now
piss off.
Well, yeah, now it's not news anymore. It's all personality pieces.
I tell you what, God forbid. Well, we already know Trump's going to get another 4 years. We know that. You heard it here first. But at the end of that, what are these dumbasses going to have?
Well, God only knows, because we're
then we'll be going with Trump Jr. Oh, actually, you know what? I think Sarah Huckabee Sanders is coming along.
Well,
I have a person at work. Let me just get on my soapbox for 1 second. I have a person at work who's freaking liberal who compared this piece of shit, Andrew McCabe, or actually compared Sarah Sanders with him. Said they were the same. That's what I said. I said, what?
What?
Yeah. She goes, in my book, they're this. I'm like, well, how do you figure? But anyway, I don't want to get on too much of a soapbox, but yeah, she was like, yeah, they're the same. I'm like, you're on crack.
Well, and even getting back to the news aspect, that'll be my last thing. We'll move on to our next.
Yeah, because we got to move on.
Yeah, we got to keep going on.
Over there.
But the one thing
20 minutes already.
The one thing I do like that I like about Fox, even though I'm trying to avoid watching the news at all possible, but the one thing I do like about Fox is they have people on there that will actually say some things that aren't necessarily the president, they're not necessarily, calling some things out that they don't agree with about Trump on. So, of course, Don gets on there on Twitter and be like, what the but that's the thing I like about it is it's not all this, it's not all that. CNN, you will never, ever, 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 or MSNBC especially. MSNBC, you will never see anybody pro-Trump on there unless they pull somebody out of the Appalachian Mountains that they can make fun of. CNN's basically the same way. And Fox to me is a much more professional organization than the other two. Just saying, and I think as far as the other three goes, they are comparatively the most fair and balanced. I mean, yes, they're leaning conservative, but that's all I'm going to say.
Well, you can lean conservative as long as it's the truth,
right? You just give the news.
Yes.
I mean, they have their opinion pieces. They have
they do.
They have Hannity and what's his face before then, who I'm not really. I'm getting kind of turned off by him. Who's the guy that's on before Hannity? See, I can't even remember his name.
Andrew Wilkow?
No.
Oh, you mean on TV?
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but anyway, him.
I like guy after Greg Gutfeld.
Oh yeah, well I like Greg Gutfeld.
He is like him and Tyrus.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
Well, Greg Gutfeld's he's a libertarian, so
yeah.
I like him. I like libertarians. So anyway.
All right.
So anyway, enough about that. Let's move on.
Lock it up. All right. So apparently, we're gonna head over to Snowflake Central,
yes.
or actually the
shit
capital of the world, San Francisco,
California. You're right. I knew they'd be back in the news again.
Well,
they just can't stay. They can't stay away.
We could have them in the news every friggin' time, but
yes.
We're trying to spread the
wealth.
manure.
Yeah, we have 49 other states.
But San Francisco, they have. It says the San Francisco board. Didn't say exactly what it is. I'm assuming it's the county commissioner or whatever you call them. Anyway, right. They have voted to rebrand what they call people that are incarcerated or in the system, we should say. So instead of convicted felon, we're going to go with justice-involved person. We're trying to kind of ease it. We're trying to ease it up. Now, see, here's what I find funny. Even though California still does the 3-strike rule,
right,
which Trump is trying to do away with. He's trying to do the prison reform. They still have the 3-strike rule, but they don't want to call you. They want to lock your ass up, but they don't want to call you convicted felon.
Right.
When they do it,
they want to make themselves feel better.
They want to call you justice involved person.
We got to be nicer and kinder to everybody.
Yes,
because it might be offensive. Well, this is my thing. Okay, so a justice-involved person.
Yes.
Now, wouldn't that be also somebody that gets, say, like a speeding ticket? or because that's a justice-involved person.
That is.
A parking ticket, that's a justice-involved person. So then you're going to fall into the same category. Somebody that gets a parking ticket for getting to put a couple quarters in a meter. And I'm telling you right now, them parking meters, I don't know what about Frisco, but I know in D.C. they're talking about having parking meters like $7 an hour. That's craziness.
Whoa.
Yes. And they're in their prime district, their prime areas during prime time, $7 an hour. You need a credit card.
You people are on crack.
So anyway, so you have somebody that forgets to put a couple quarters in the meter, and then you have somebody that, let's say, kills his whole family.
Oh.
But they're both going to be called justice-involved persons because we're just so nice.
And plus, we want to make everything vanilla.
Yes.
We don't want anybody hurt or whatever. We want to make everything equal. That's the dumbest shit I ever. So yes, thank you. So you telling me you people over in San Francisco have nothing else to do? I don't know, clean up the city.
Poop.
Do something about the homeless people.
Yes. Poop.
The huge drug.
Poop.
The huge drug problem that you guys have.
Yeah.
None of that. So
and poop.
So all you want to do is just talk about what we're calling criminals now. You got nothing else to do.
Zippy.
Really. The simple fact that you guys are losing all kind of like, what do they call them? Like conferences and stuff that used to go to San Francisco all the time. People are pulling out. They're like, we're going to go to Atlanta or like Charlotte, North Carolina, whatever. We're not going to San Francisco anymore because it's a shithole,
Right.
Literally.
Well, I'd rather go to Vegas anyway.
Well, me too. And Vegas.
I have a concert.
But my point is, so now so you're losing tourism, and you're losing, actual
money,
revenue from corporations for conferences and everything else. So you're gonna keep sucking it. You're gonna keep sucking out the coffers of the state of California, which, oh, by the way, you guys get ready to go bankrupt anyway, even with your 13% tax
right
rate. Go ahead, sons of bitches.
This is gonna be. I tell you what, it's a good thing this isn't our first Saturday show because, as many of our regular viewers know, our first Saturday show we're gonna have our little segment called "Bitch." I think we're just gonna call it "Bitch."
Oh,
we're gonna give her a chance.
We're getting some ladies in here.
Oh, no, not that one. That's San Francisco. Some ladies. But anyway, my point is this. What kills me, what baffles me about these liberals, these extreme liberals, is the fact that they want to try and pretend that they're the people, they're the party of the people,
yes,
of the poor man, of the oppressed, or whatever like that. But if you look at it, if you do the research and you look deep enough, they could give a shit about felons, criminals, convicts. They don't give a rat. They always used to say it was the Republican Party that threw them in prison and wanted to throw away the key. I'm going to tell you right now, the Democrats are just as bad, if not in some cases worse.
Well,
and in California is a prime example.
They're much worse. Go look at the crime bill, 1994.
Well, not only that, but you have a person running for the Democratic presidency or in a nomination who threw the most people in prison in California when she was assistant district or a district attorney, which I know that's going to come up.
And who might that be?
That would be, let's say Kamala Harris.
Yes, it would be.
And that's going to come up. More of that's going to come up in the debates because they're going to really pinpoint on that. And now, but all of a sudden now she's champion of the people.
Yeah.
This whole thing
because she's one of y'all,
right?
She's down, yo.
And this whole thing too with Obama. When Obama was in office, everybody said for the 8 years he was in there that he was going to do all this, this, and this, and this. I want to tell you right now, that prison population really didn't shrink. It basically stayed the same. We still were the number one ranked in the world of people of incarcerations. We even beat out China. China Who throws? If you
Everybody in jail.
Yeah, they throw everybody in jail. You look at the say something wrong about the government, they either throw you in jail, they shoot you. I think that's probably why we beat them, because they probably shot more people.
So what policies did he implement or signed in to deal with prison reform?
Right. The only thing, and I will say this: the only thing I do know is on his last year or his last year or 2 years in office, there was a policy that came out. There was some they were trying to alleviate out of federal prison. I don't think it was anything in state involved, but federal prisons they were trying to clear up because they were overcrowded. And something they don't talk about, which I'm sure will come up in the debates again, is during that tenure, during that administration's time, the most immigrants were detained, illegal immigrants were detained and deported during those 8 years of office, even beating out Bush, Clinton, Reagan, the whole all the way back. So
yeah, we forget about that. We don't even talk about that. Actually, we don't even bring that up in the news.
It actually did come up a little bit. They're talking about old Kamala.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he's drinking. Brought it up against Joe Biden. Remember that? So
I do remember.
So that is going to come about. So anyway, all right, I'm off my soapbox, but don't these. Call it what it is, okay? I get it. You don't want to sit, but if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, Frisco. If you want to do that, you better do it for everybody. I don't want to hear this shit. It's like, well, this justice-involved person only applies if you're a minority that was born between 1980 and this and blah 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 blah. No.
Yeah.
Or if you only committed this sort of crime.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if illegal immigrants, if they're included in that,
right?
They may come up with some even nicer word for them. At least until the elections are over.
Right. I bet you that now in their employment, they're at the software company and the tech companies that are all over San Francisco. They'll be like, "Oh, make sure you put that on the application now that we no longer hire people that are justice involved." Oh, you got that right, sir. Yeah, your tech companies out there still won't hire anybody that's been to prison, you assholes. Why don't you fix that?
Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
You all right?
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
So, President Trump in Greenland. So, President Trump wants to buy Greenland. Well, that's not exactly what he said. If you guys want to go look at it, what he's talking about, and we're gonna dial it down for you. What he's talking about is the Chinese involvement, or I should say the Chinese investments into Greenland, like the Chinese have doing all over different countries, right? So far the Chinese have invested $2 billion in Greenland, okay? So they quote unquote aren't like writing out a cashier's check to buy Greenland, which is not what President Trump was talking about either, but he's talking about investments, because here's the thing. So the Chinese invested $2 billion into Greenland. That's almost 12% of their GDP. Okay? Yeah. So if you think investing 12% of a country's entire GDP is not influence,
well,
think again.
Yeah, they're yeah. I do. I've known for a long time. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. Nothing like that. But I've been saying all that the Chinese. That's how I'm telling you right now. Ultimately, that's how they're doing their world domination, is through economy. They've already spread it throughout Europe economically. They're good. They're spreading to Greenland.
Yeah, but how did they?
They're even here in the United States.
In Europe, how did they spread that so quickly and so vastly? How did they do that? Anybody want to take a guess?
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. 2 letters. EU. And that's how they did it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look the shit up. All right? This is one big reason why, at least I guess part of the UK or whatever wanted to secede and get out, Brexit, get out of the EU. That's the reason why. All right? So don't don't kid yourself about what you think the Chinese are doing or not doing. I'm telling you, they're doing it. And another shot in the freaking gut that Trump's doing, thank you, that Trump's doing is the tariffs, because they're raping everybody with these freaking tariffs. And guess where that money's going? Oh, is it going to, revitalize stuff or back into other No. They're doing stuff like this, investing in other countries so they can take control of them.
Well, and investing in their military programs and especially their military wing that's involved with cyber terrorism.
Thank you. And right now, they're leading in the AI department.
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. So what you people don't. I know our listeners do because they're smart. But anybody that's not our listener, that's checking the first time, this is what you guys don't understand, right?
You're getting woke.
Yeah,
you're getting woke right now.
We get ready to drop some
knowledge on
your ass. We don't have knowledge. We're dropping knowledge. Here we go.
No, they're right here.
We don't blow my.
Well, that's dropping knowledge.
Dropping knowledge. So the simple fact is, because here's the thing: the Chinese have no consumers. The Chinese have no middle class in which they can make all this money from capitalism. Where they make their money is all of the American companies, and I guess, well, there's a lot of other companies other than American companies are over there for the cheap labor manufacturing products.
With Oprah's nuts.
Apple's actually opening up a big thing in U.S.
Good. They need to.
Well, Samsung and everybody else isn't. But anyway, so the point is that that's how they're doing it, So there's no middle class, there's no consumers. So we are their consumers because they keep shipping stuff over here. But they've been screwing us with tariffs, and then they take that money and they invest it in other countries and basically take it over. Because let's be honest, if you have a big look at colleges. You have a big investor that comes in, drops a boatload of money.
Oh, we're gonna name a building after you.
Thank you. They're gonna name a builder, and that person's gonna have, like, for instance, they had like the guy in
all your children will be able to come to school for free.
Yes, like the guy in Alabama where he criticized Alabama and they gave his money back. Said,
yeah, go
F yourself. But if that would have stood, he would have had. He was in I guess the law department or the law piece of it.
Yeah,
like program. He had influence in the law program and this, that, and the other because he donated like $20-some million. That's how things work. So the fact that Chinese are investing in all these other countries, again, 12% of GDP, that's a crap load of money.
And another thing you don't hear a lot about is their sphere of influence that is really becoming very big in Africa, in the continent of Africa. They are moving into Africa bigger than shit. And somebody in another country, before I get off my conspiracy box, is the Vladimir Putin and the Russians are also, but they're doing it being a lot more quieter. They're being a lot quieter about it, even though he's starting to rattle his saber a little bit, trying to get a little provocation by flying his bombers and stuff very, very, very close to Alaska. So but trust me, Russia's also trying to spread their sphere of influence to Southeast Asia and Africa themselves. So stay tuned. Everybody's like, I think the Cold War is over, but unfortunately, we're going right back into it again. Right. So I hope not. But
so there's a lot of people that's kind of making fun of Trump. Oh, he wants to buy Greenland. It's not what he's talking about. Just what we described. Because right now, China's got the influence. And they continue to go, and like Deacon Tech said, they're going into Africa, and and that's how you do it. They find in a lot of these countries that are economically poor, and they do some investments, and then they kind of grow that influence and grow their placement in there, and then it just spreads and everything else.
You have them nibbling off of that teat. That money teat.
That's money teat. It's like a little carrot in front.
Yep. So anyway.
So look it up, people.
Look it up.
Educate yourself.
Let's all be woke.
I'm what?
All right. That's enough.
All right.
That's it.
Done with the news.
Now we're gonna get on to the real meat, the stuff that you all come here for.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh. And Oh, so we are in Nebraska at Candy's.
Yes,
At Candy's Gentlemen's Club.
Yes, and they have steak. So I'm told. Steak and baked potato during the show.
Hey, don't be reminiscing about your old days at the Huddle Club.
Oh, the Huddle Club. They never served no damn steak and baked potato at the Huddle Club.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
If you got there early,
I thought they
not
had
that I would know that.
I know. I was always there for wing night. Anyway,
You could lick the sauce off.
It's Frank's hot sauce night.
It's got to be fast because it starts irritating the nipples if you don't get it fast enough.
As long as you, well, they didn't care as long as you had that money. It's like that ducats in there.
It's got to be quick.
I'm already getting the belches and the hiccups.
So anyway, so
here we go.
Let me tell a little quick story. So we did way back in the day,
Long
before Reverend Cuz became a Christian, when I didn't give a crap about whatever
Stuff.
So we did go to for a bachelor party. We did go to a club, and I won't say the name of it. It's down in West Virginia. All right,
Two actually.
and I'm talking about the one where. So anyway, we had a gentleman with us who wasn't supposed to be there. All right, didn't say anything to his wife. I don't know if it was his wife, his girlfriend, or something. Anyway, didn't say anything to her or whatever else about what was going on, this, that, and the other. Excuse me. So
That spells trouble already.
yeah, you better believe it. So we found out later when he came home. Excuse me, sorry.
It's a story.
So when we came home, or when we found out later when he came home, he smelled a perfume. He had glitter and candle wax on his shirt. Okay, so hold on.
okay.
Explain to your wife when you come home, how are you going to explain, if you had not said anything to her, coming home with candle wax, glitter, and smelling the perfume?
Honey, it was Mardi Gras night at the Ground Round. I'll give you Mardi Gras night at the Ground Round.
So, honey, what we didn't realize Stan was really a transgender. So when we go out, we pick him up. He was wearing
glitter.
Okay, that's fine. What's the candle wax?
The lights went out. We lost electricity. We had to light some candles.
And I was late because I didn't know what time it was.
I had to check my watch, and the wax was dripping on my shirt.
The place we were, it was electric clocks, and I couldn't read because the time was off.
Oh, okay, that sounds nice.
Okay. So anyway,
that'll work.
You know what? I could go a couple hours with story, but anyway, we're not going to go there.
Yeah, that'll be for later time.
Yeah, later time.
Yes.
All right. So, Candy's Gentlemen's Club in Nebraska. Does it say exactly where it is? No. So anyway, they got in a little bit of trouble because they reportedly posted a sign out in front of the club that read, "Fully nude girls, stay-at-home moms earn extra clap, apply inside."
What'd you say? Extra
It's
clap?
cash.
Extra clap. That's for the extracurricular stuff.
Okay, it said earn extra cash, apply inside. Well, residents that live and work in the area feel the advertisement was inappropriate, mainly because children see it every day. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Okay, before we get more into this, really? So you're going to tell me, before they put this sign out,
right?
Kids walking by the strip club,
what did they think? It was like a McDonald's or something? Or
yeah,
like
especially when you had, like, probably on the marquee, you had, like, you probably had like lacy big guns or
lacy underalls, lacy big guns.
It's largest boobs in the world is dancing or something.
Bubbles Goodhead. This sounds like a James Bond character.
So really, okay. Well, the simple fact that if you're walking your kids by the
strip club,
you should say, okay, we don't.
Oh, and anyway, and not only that, but and are you kidding me? In this day and age, with the internet and stuff like that, I can see it. They're probably telling their mom.
Your kid's probably already seen it.
Yeah, Mom, I saw that on the internet the other. Look that up.
I saw lusty big guns over there dancing before.
lusty big guns.
So one resident said, "My son has seen this sign and he asked, Mom, why would moms go naked? Why do they want naked moms?" Okay, the problem is, the reason your son's asking that is because you're a fat piece of crap and nobody wants you to be dancing. That's right, what it was.
He can't imagine. Yeah, he can't imagine.
Mommy, I seen you naked before. Nobody wants to see that.
What's you? When did you say? Oh.
Well, Mama? I don't think they make a G-string that big. That's like a Z-string.
That's a ZZZ string.
Oh.
Milk's gone bad.
Milk's gone bad.
Oof.
I will.
I get that to 2 thumbs
I will
down.
say there are some seedy clubs that we've gone to way back in the day.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for you,
fascist.
Whatever.
Not me. I don't know what you're talking.
You know what? I'll sit right here because I know God's aim is true. It'll strike you down for lying. But there's a couple seedy places in there where we thought that was a girl's belly button, but it was apparently a bullet hole. And she had and stretch marks. I'm like, honey, don't let that get you down. I like it. You're like a tiger. Like tigers are like rare sexual.
But I got that from having my daughter, and I'm married.
Mary Lou. Matter of fact, as soon as I'm done off the stage, I'm gonna go over there and keep breastfeeding over there in the corner.
Oh my!
Okay.
Bring your daughter. Bring your son to work day.
Boy, your mama sure is good. I know I love my mommy. Well, so does everybody else in here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the fact that it says fully nude girls, stay-at-home moms, my son can read that. He knows what nude means, and it's just kind of terrible.
I hope he knows what nude means.
Yeah.
Prude.
Seriously. And granted, okay, now back in the day, we kind of did whatever. I don't approve of this stuff now just because, I have kids and whatever else. But the point is, it still doesn't mean that they can't have a business and do whatever. And if some prude comes in there and says, hey, maybe stay-at-home mom needs a little extra cash, okay? And believe me, I've seen some stay-at-home moms. Some fine women.
I tell you what.
Now, granted, I wouldn't want my daughter or my wife or whatever to do that. But,
however,
if that's your deal, that's your deal. All right? Now, City Councilman Pete Festerson called the sign distasteful and said, "Oh, it's Omaha. Sorry. Omaha in the past has forced the strip club to temporarily take down displays that were offensive." How was that offensive?
Right.
It didn't say, "Hey, come in and get." Okay, never mind. Come in and get something a little extra. This, that, and the other. It just said
you pay extra $50 in the VIP seat. You get a little bit.
But it's like, okay, so they've never had that come out there, or there probably is a theater there. They never had some derogatory term like for a movie or something in there. Just come on, man. Just because you probably got a bunch of heifers out there that are upset they can't go dance because nobody give them $1. They probably throw chairs at them.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. If this,
get all pissed off.
This could be. Nebraska's like a kind of a. Aren't they like in the? That's on the. I mean, I know that's not necessarily a Bible Belt, but they're like on that outside fringe. And we are talking Nebraska.
They could be on the cusp.
But come on, people. They're, with all the shit that's going on in the world, and you get upset about now. I'd like to put up something. I'd say, and I've seen this in our local next door.
It's just a preemptive one because I know you're probably going down that road.
West Virginia, and about the soccer moms apply inside. So not only can we see mom out there rooting on, go go go, and next thing you go, I'm then later on that night I'm yelling, go go go,
because then they come out soccer moms. And then it takes some juice box.
All right, that's a little
juice box. And some juice boxes and fruit roll-ups. We're gonna soak some fruit roll-ups in some vodka or pure grain, and then you can.
Ew. Call me mama. No,
I'm your mama. I'm your mama.
We'll have none of that.
Okay. Yeah, let's get on.
But anyway,
before we get ourselves in trouble.
I know. Well, we already have. But all right, let's just take a deep breath.
Yeah, dial it down a notch.
And if you keep driving back and forth across the strip club.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they were going door to door with flyers saying, "Oh, you're hot.
Would you like a job?"
Yeah. Would you like a job? Not you.
And you know what? All right,
you get out.
And I'm in closing for this story. The one thing I will say, okay, my jokes about it. One of the back in our younger days, and we were at this bachelor party that was at a public place that we had a couple of ladies that entertained us, and the one lady in between shows during their intermission, sitting there talking to her.
Sorry,
and
I didn't know you were going that direction.
And this is what she said. She was going to college. They're
all going to college.
Right. Well, she was going. I know, but she was going to college. She was a single mom, and she looked at me. And she's like, you know what? On one weekend alone, on a Friday and Saturday, she says she can pull in $1,500, and that's just for 2 nights. And we're not talking about sex. We're not talking about prostitution. All right, get your mind out of the gut. That only happens in New York City, in D.C. and Baltimore. Baltimore, it's only like you can get a hooker there for about $5 and a Happy Meal.
You can do much.
Anyway, but anyway, she like
case of beer and some
she's
beef
like
jerky.
She was like $1,500, and it's like, wow, I'm like, really? It takes me like 2 weeks of dealing with customers, because back then I was working retail.
Okay, I was gonna say.
It's like I'm dealing with bitchy people, fat stinky guys, and I'm not even making half of that. And she's sitting, all she's doing is taking off a little bit and showing a little bit of sheesh.
Oh,
and she's making $1,500 a weekend. So you know what I say? Go, girl.
And depending on where you go,
she really ain't letting anybody touch her. And all of that other stuff. She has her standards.
Thank you. Depending on where you go, they don't even take everything off.
Right.
Not that I would know that anymore.
Right. And they still get paid.
Way back in the day.
Yeah. So
anyway,
before we get ourselves any further going down memory lane anymore, which I like.
Yeah, because I could come up with a couple stories of the lady you were talking about.
Yes, I can too.
And who wouldn't keep their hands to themselves. Anyway.
I know. I like shoes.
That's.
I like hooker boots.
That's where we're gonna leave it right there. You do not want to go any farther down that road.
Stop right there. And speaking of stopping things.
Okay, here we go. So
was it good for you?
So we're in the Welsh town of Porthcrawl. It's just what I thought about that. So there was a Monty. Well, actually, it wasn't quote unquote a Monty Python movie, but it was a movie that had a lot of Monty Python called Yellowbeard, and he had a treasure map, and it was like crawl, crawl, stumble, stumble, stagger, crawl. So I just saw Porthcrawl,
and Yellowbeard popped his head.
Yeah, it did.
I think that's funny.
It is. Yeah. So the West Town is set to install some high-tech toilets, which is very nice. Mm-hmm. We all can use high-tech toilets.
Yes.
I'm assuming probably to conserve on water.
Right. Or give you a little bidet action going on there.
Or actually not. Because what the toilets that they're installing is to deter sexual activity in the loo by sounding an alarm and spraying the user with a blast of cold water.
Okay, how is this going to work? Tell us how this works.
Well, they're planning to spend about $200,000 on the technologically advanced toilets in Griffin Park. That will reportedly include a myriad of security features to limit inappropriate sexual activity and vandalism. So, at the sign of any suspicious or violent movement, okay, so it's. But let me okay, hold on. Let me tell you about this, because suspicious or violent movement. Let me tell you something. There's been times where I couldn't find a bathroom, all right, and when I finally do, and I got to roll, and I'm doing the pee-pee dance, trying to get stuff out.
You're like that Clorox commercial with the kid. Mom, I think we got a situation.
I hate this belt. Yeah, that's me. And I'm doing the pee-pee dance, and I'm kind of a large mammal. And so I can just see me doing like, ooh, pee-pee dance, and all of a sudden, hey! Well, I might as well just pee in my pants now, because what's the difference?
Yeah, I just say I got spritzed with water.
We're like, damn, that must have been a lot of iced tea. It's all over me. So anyway, so again, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they set the sensitivity levels on this. So anyway, with any suspicious or violent movement, sensors will automatically open the stall doors. I could be buck naked in there.
Well, that's what they're hoping for.
Well,
to get you and you.
Well, sometimes if I got to really take care of business, and my clothes are a little bit constricting, I like to be a little bit,
in a public restroom.
Okay,
too?
not in a public restroom.
I was going to say
at home, but you never. There could be some people out there you never know.
Right, that's true. That do the same thing.
Yeah, and
out in the public, out here.
So the stall doors automatically open, a high pitched alarm sounds, and then a spray of water jet soaking the user inside. You know what's going to happen? You're going to have all the homeless in there taking a bath.
Hey, we need about... Hey, they're so skinny. We need about 2 more people to come in to trip the weight thing on this so we can get a bath.
So the floors will also be weight sensitive to make sure there's only one person in the stall at a time.
All right, time out.
Okay.
Time.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to make the determination of the weight? Because this is what I got to say. If they sit there over in Wales, over where this place is at, let's say they determine that the average male weighs about 130 pounds. So they can sit there and say, okay, so
how many stone is that?
How many stones? Oh, no, it'll be stones. It's the Rolling Stones. They have 100 kidney stones. They have 130 pounds. Okay, so they have another friend, probably a guy, girl, whatever. That's also 130 pounds. Well, that's too sick. Bam, the jets are going to go off.
Well,
I want to tell you right now.
I think the problem is, the guys are around 130 to 150 pounds, but the women are more in the 200 to 300 pounds.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that you're probably going to see more of this in the, because you always hear the shenanigans that go on in the men's bathroom. You don't really hear about a whole lot of shenanigans in the women's bathroom.
I would be the shenanigans in the women's bathroom. If I'm gonna do any shenanigan, it's gonna be in the women's because it's cleaner.
What you? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the phone. Time out. Take it from a guy that when I was only guy working retail, and I was told.
How long ago was this?
It's been a while, but I also get this from my mother, my mama, that has gone into numerous women's rooms. And I'm telling you right now, they are not that clean. Any young ladies out there that are watching?
Well, they got a lounge in there.
They did away with lounges. They did away with them. They got the little baby changing places. That's where they put them. They put the old, and then they have the Then they cut half of them out to put a trans-neutral, binary,
gender
fluid bathroom that has a urinal and a toilet all together.
Oh,
so that way, if you're not sure if you should stand or sit. Eureka! I just came up with an idea. The urinal toilet. That way, if you're not sure what you want to be that day, if you want to stand or if you feel like sitting, you can have the option by one apparatus that is both a urinal and a toilet together.
It's already been done.
Yeah. Oh no, it has not.
Yes, it has.
Has it? Oh. That's not very nice. But anyway,
I just think it's awesome that you think you're the first one to come up with that. I
know it is. Way to go! Wait. Speaking of peeing on my parade, I felt like I just got sprayed with water, and if I probably go in that bathroom, I might have. Because that's the thing. I'd be afraid to go in there because it's like if I'm chubby enough, I'm in there trying to take care of business. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, looking at my phone, texting, and next thing I know, oh, what's that noise? Wait a minute, the door opens up. There's these people sitting there, and then I'm getting spritzed with water, and this alarm goes off. Woo!
So you really think that if the stall door got kicked wide open, that's the sound that people would be hearing, seeing you on the toilet?
Yeah, they probably. Oh no! For me, they'd be. Thank you.
No, they'd be.
Oh my goodness! But
what is it?
There is. This is crazy. This is so funny, but it's funny.
So the point is. Oh. So the point is, apparently, one could assume that they seem to have a serious problem with people having sex in the public loos. So therefore, they feel they need a little bit of deterrence.
That's. I hate to say this.
Yes.
That's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, ask George Michael.
Yes. And
well, you can't ask me.
And as a matter of fact, on the hetero side of the house, when I was over in Iraq for Operation Desert for Iraqi Freedom, they were the guys and girls were doing it in a porta potty. In a full porta potty. Yes. So it happened. People.
Oh.
It happens. All right. You know what the solution is? Okay.
I know it's bad because when I looked at the applesauce factory, there were people that were doing it in the apple bin.
Oh. Oh. I was wondering why my Mott's applesauce was a little.
That's because as soon as they were done, they were crab apples.
I like that. Crab apples. Or was that just crabs? People. There's
you know what they said?
What?
We were on our break.
Whoops. I've heard that before. They're back in the storeroom. What? I'm on break. I got another 5 minutes left.
That is a true story.
But anyhow,
I got millions of them.
There are simple solutions, or there are other solutions. There's no simple solution, but there are other solutions. My thing is this:
crab apples.
I know that's pretty good. As long, this is where I draw the line.
Yes,
I draw the line
here for a second.
Yes, let's get serious. I draw the line when you have some of these sordid individuals that are in there that are starting to prey upon other people, especially children. That's where I draw the line at. But they're usually not in a stall or whatever like that. My thing is this: chop the doors up, cut the doors down a little bit. This is stupid because something's going to happen. Well, something's going to happen. Well, there was actually a story about this where they were asking about what if a guy goes in there, if a dad goes in there with his young kid, into the stall. Right, exactly. Daddy, we just got a bath.
Oh, I got poo water on me.
And guess what? Hey, son, Daddy's going to get paid. Because I'm suing these.
Now, is it fresh water from the, or is it just poo water?
It could be recycled water.
Oh, gray water.
Gray water. So, I don't know.
All right. We are actually we're over an hour.
Yes, we are. So
what do you want to do? We got two more stories. Assuming we're not going to go through both stories, but
I say we hold off and just maybe continue on next week. We
can.
We just won't ramble. We rambled a little bit too. We apologize. We rambled a little bit too much, or I did a little bit. Well, we did in the news section.
Over here.
In the news section, we a little bit.
I'm succinct.
Yeah, you're succinct. Can you spell? First, you got to spell succinct to be succinct.
S-A sink.
Very good. Very nice. That's very nice.
I'm a product of. I'm a product of the Maryland public school system.
Aren't we all?
At least us two are.
Yes.
But don't go by that.
Yes.
There's a lot of
There's some people out
there. There's
there.
a lot of smart people to come out of Maryland. We're neither of us.
Yeah, we're not two of them. As a matter of fact, we were in a class of like 140 some. There are 140, 130 some people, and you're looking at 139 and 140. And we were like, we interchanged. We were like flip flop this. So I think we.
I think we missed the most absences, excused and unexcused, is still be able to graduate.
Yes. So they just wanted to get rid of. They were like, get these two out of here. Get out. So
we were terror.
And now look at us, famous.
Yeah.
In the basement, in a cellar, doing a show.
Yeah.
That a couple people watch.
So all right.
Anyway.
So, and I agree with my wife's suggestion
about
that I'll do like an announcement, whatever, and you closing this out.
Okay.
So, I guess the only other announcement I guess we do have, like I said, what we said in the beginning of the show, go to the store, check us out. We got stuff that's still for sale, and once we run out of that, excuse me,
you belch
and
fart,
and then we'll look at some other options, maybe different type of mug, maybe some different color shirts. Miss Jen, who is one of our loyal listeners, was talking about wine glasses, and we could see into that.
Oh my! I really love to have a little bit of wine glass.
I would like a Conformity Antidote wine glass.
I
would be the talk of the club.
Yes. I want to order 50 of them for my wedding party. Can you imagine Conformity?
We would deliver them in person.
You got that right. Can you imagine that? Somebody Conformity Antidote wine glasses at a wedding. Oh, at Brian and Carmen's wedding. Who got this? And then the chicken dance starts. Where did these
glasses come from, you dog dick? Okay.
I don't know if Brian ever watches this show.
No.
It's hard to tell. I was going to say, if he did,
nobody
he'd be
does.
like, oh, yeah, nobody does.
So anyway, so we got that. So we got the store still open. Again, the shout-outs we gave to the beginning of our Twitter friends. And I think finally we are changing. So next week We will not be on Sunday. We'll be Saturday. And now there might be, like we said before, there might be one we switch here and there. But starting next week, we will be doing the show on Saturday evenings. And did we decide if we're doing 7 or 8?
I think we're still. Well, I think for right now we decided we're still going to do the same time.
Okay.
We can adjust accordingly. If like 7 o'clock is a better time for everybody, then like as we go on. Let's put it this way, people. Throughout football season, Saturday's the name of the game. So
and it's wide open.
Yes.
If you want, if we got more material and we want to go, or you guys want us to go more of an hour, because you want to spend your time with us, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Then we can even add a little bit to the show, whatever. But that's that. So, and of course we will update our Facebook and Twitter and everything to let you know that we will be on next Saturday, not Sunday. So that's all I have. God bless. I love you all. And we'll turn it over to Deacon Tex to close out. And that's what we're going to do now. Deacon Tex will be our closer.
I'm the closer. I don't know. I always wanted to be the never mind.
You're the ass end.
I wanted to be the buffer. Anyway.
The fluffer?
The fluffer. I said buffer. I can't even say that right.
I'm ready. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Yes. So, thank you all for joining us again this weekend. It looks like we had didn't really have a lot of comments in the show, but it looks like we had some viewers. So thank you for watching. And until next weekend, thanks for being with us again. God bless. Have a wonderful week. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Oh, sucky.
Go find something else to do, Rondai.
Yes.
Fat bastard.
Hurry up, open China Garden back up. Damn it.
Get off the toilet.
Yes.